Alright, well it seemed like they wanted to play the quotes game, so I'll play the quotes game too. I do not agree with the words you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Voltaire. This excellent quote is about exactly what we're talking about, free speech. I mean, if we, again, I just keep saying this, how important free speech is. And, I mean, the idea of taking away free speech because, I mean, let's say you don't agree with the movement, right? I mean, I don't necessarily, I'm not going to say that I particularly agree with everything the movement has to say. It doesn't matter. I don't agree with the Tea Party movement either. I think they should have the right to be there. I could completely disagree, think something's absolutely terrible, the movement, but I still think that they have the right to occupy public space. We're talking about public space, and the reason why we have the First Amendment is for this exact reason. Would you like to take over?
Oakland, Oakland, Oakland. Aren't you tired of hearing about Oakland? It is one of about 100 cities in this country that has Occupy movements, but our opponents have to keep talking about Oakland because it's kind of all there is to talk about. Let's talk about San Francisco, where I live, where the Occupy movement is working with the city to make sure that the camp is clean and safe. They've taken down the tents the city asked them to take down. They've made more space between the tents to prevent health and safety issues. They installed toilets, they keep them clean. So clearly, it is possible to work within the system to occupy a public space without a permit. And let's talk about the permit for a sec. Our opponents would have had those 4 college students in Greensboro, North Carolina, walk into City Hall and ask for a permit. Do you think they would have gotten one? I don't think so. Sometimes you can work within the system, and when you can, you should. But sometimes, in order to make real change, if the system is broken, as our system clearly is in this country, you have to work outside the system. That's how you make real change. That's how in 2004, to fight for equality, for marriage equality, for committed people, the mayor of San Francisco, my former boss, began conducting weddings for anybody who wanted to get married, regardless of whether they were an opposite sex or a same-sex couple. That was illegal. Outside the system. Gavin Newsom didn't go ask for a permit to do it. He did it because it was the right thing to do. Occupying public space to affect change in this country, with or without a permit, it's the right thing to do, and we ought to support it.
So, the opposition brought up Jon Stewart. Well, you can't fight Jon Stewart with anything but Jon Stewart. It's like diamond on diamond. You can only have diamond on diamond. So, another thing Jon Stewart did was he actually had a bit, and he had a bunch of different, he showed all the Occupy cities, and he showed all the peaceful movements until you got to Oakland. The point I'm trying to make is that Oakland is an outlier in this. The rest of the cities are peaceful. And just to conclude, Rosa Parks occupied the front of the bus to make a difference. Should we have asked Rosa Parks to get a permit too? This is ridiculous. Thank you.